Hello everybody, and thank you for coming to another nature story time. Today's story is going to be all about getting outside, my favorite thing to do. So research has shown us, right, that time spent outside in nature has tons of health benefits, whether that's physical health benefits, it's good for our body, that's mental health benefits, it's good for our minds, or emotional health benefits, right? It's good for our hearts, it makes us feel happy, and there's tons of awesome benefits to time spent outdoors. I also think it's the perfect classroom, right? It's a great space to learn, to grow, to reflect, and that's not just true for kids, that's true for us adults as well. So today's story is going to be all about those goody benefits that we get when we go outside and into nature. And it's November, so it's that time of year where our days are getting shorter, it's getting colder outside, it's darker outside. And for a lot of people, that means we tend to gravitate to more inside time. Maybe you want to watch a show or curl up with a book in front of the fire. Whatever it might be, we tend to spend more time inside during the winter months. So today's story time is here to remind you that we need to spend time outside in all the seasons, winter included, because it does a lot of really great things for us. Our story is all about what happens when we go out into nature, and this is a great story for kids, but adults, this is a great reminder for us as well. So let's get started. Our story is called When You Go Into Nature, and it was written by Sheri and Bestor and illustrated by Sydney Hansen. When you go into nature, you learn to move slowly, like snails who leave trails of glimmering glinter and blossoms that bloom at the end of winter. Garden snails are one of the slowest creatures on earth. They move at about 1 meter per hour. Places like a meadow or the woods can remind us to move slowly. Moving slowly can help us experience everything around us more fully, instead of rushing by it all. And moving slowly can mean more than walking slowly. It can mean taking your time when talking with others, eating, and creating something that deserves extra time. Moving slowly can help you be mindful. Can you think of times you rush when it might be better to slow down? My walks in nature are often very slow. You'll learn about strength from the web of a spider attached to the trees and the birch and the maple and pines in the breeze. Did you know that spider silk is 5 times the strength as the same weight of steel? But one of the interesting things about spider webs is that part of what makes them strong is being flexible. They bend before they break. The same thing is true of most trees. Trees are usually very strong and can withstand heavy storms. And part of the reason is because they bend in the wind. Can you think of a time where you felt strong because you were a little bit flexible in your thoughts or opinions about something? You'll learn about patience from the seeds that won't open until the fire has spread, from the hatchlings that wait for their turn to be fed. There are some seeds that won't sprout until the extreme heat of wildfire melts their protective coating. These seeds wait and wait until a fire comes through before they can grow into new trees. These seeds are an example of something in nature that can remind us to wait calmly until the time is right. Can you think of times that you need to be patient and how you could spend the time waiting? You'll learn about softness from birds who fill nests with twigs, moss, and fluff, from dandelion wisps spread by breezy wind puffs. The yellow warbler builds a nest with soft materials. It builds it up and around its eggs so that the softness protects them. This bird and her nest can be a reminder to spend our time around people who are soft and kind to us. They can also remind us to think soft and kind thoughts about ourselves and other people. Can you think of a person in your life who you could show some extra kindness to? You'll learn about expression from the bloom of a flower, the sun in the sky, and from the colors of fall when the leaves start to dry. Did you know that the trees that change colors in the fall, called deciduous trees, actually have the autumn colors hidden under their greenness of their leaves? In the fall, when the weather starts to get colder, the green fades and the true colors of the leaves shine through. This can remind us to feel confident about ourselves and to express our inner feelings and talents, showing our own true colors. This might mean dressing in ways that you like despite what other people are wearing, or speaking up about something that is true for you, but not everyone may agree with. Can you think of a way you can start showing your true colors? You'll learn about teamwork from the bees that are buzzing, the ants and their hills, and from geese that fly south when the air starts to chill. Isn't it interesting that every single bee in a hive has a job to keep the hive thriving? Ants too work together, and geese work as a team when flying in a flock. If one of the geese in the flock gets too tired when flying, another member of the flock will follow the tired goose as it lands. The geese wait together until they can both rejoin the flock. Geese, ants, and bees can remind us of the importance of working with others as a good and loyal teammate. Can you think of the different teams that you are a part of? Not just sports teams, but other groups of people too? You'll learn to let go, like branches let go of their leaves, orange and red, and snake's skin that's old and ready to shed. The garter snake begins to turn a bluish color when its outer layer of skin needs to be shed. Eventually, the snake rubs up against something rough, like a rock, to rip open the old top layer of skin. It then wiggles out and away from the molted skin. The snake that sheds its skin and the trees that let go of their leaves in the fall can remind us to give up what we've grown away from or what isn't good for us anymore. Sometimes this means taking time away from a friend who isn't being kind, foods you like but don't make you feel good, or even screen time and social media. Is there anything in your life that would be healthy for you to let go of? You'll learn to let worries wilt away, like the clouds that float by, and seeds blowing high, and the flitter of birds flying up in the sky. In nature, nothing stays the same. Everything is always changing. This can help remind us not to worry about the past or the future. Things in our lives are in constant flux, but worrying only exists in our minds. It doesn't help or change anything. Instead, breathe and notice the present. What is happening right here and now? You'll feel more peaceful. Is there anything you are worried about that you could let go of by enjoying the present moment? You'll learn your own nature. From your heartbeat that matches the chirps of a frog, and your breath with the breeze, rhyming like a new song. Nature reminds us that everything is woven together and works together, and humans are an important part of nature. You are an important part of nature. How do you feel when you spend time in nature? You'll learn to feel thankful for the spider and fox and the hand holding yours, for the tops of the trees and the sandy seashores, for something that's bigger, that fills you with wonder, like the sky that is brimming with rainbows and thunder. You'll be awestruck with mysteries, the big and the small, and grateful to know you are part of it all. When you go into nature, the feelings you get when you are in nature may make you feel peaceful and calm. Nature can fill you up with good feelings. Being thankful for this peace and beauty can help you feel happier. And then you may be inspired to share your specialness in all different ways that only you can do. There's a little note from the author in the back. Let's read that. Author's note. Learning at school is something most of us are familiar with. Your school might be in a building, it might be at home, or it might be online. But another great place to learn is in the wild. Nature can teach us so much about the world and ourselves and inspire new ideas. Did you know that Velcro was inspired by birds? And that the way dragonflies fly has inspired the design of some airplanes and drones? But we can learn even more in nature. We can learn ways of being. Nature is a wonderful place to be slow and quiet, observant and reflective. I hope you are inspired by this story to slow down when you are in nature and take in everything around you, to make time, no matter how old you are, to go into nature, and to always remember that you are a beautiful part of nature too. The end. So that is our story for today. I have to say, this is a new book, and it is maybe my most favorite book of all time. And I know I say that a lot, but I think I really mean it this time. So we will not post any extra resources or activities because this book is just calling for us all to go outside and go slow, right? Move slow, observe, wonder, maybe think about some of the things in this book, right? How can you invite softness into your life? Who could use extra kindness? Where do you feel strong? Could you be stronger if you're more flexible on a couple things? What about patience? What in nature out there is being patient, and how do you have to be patient? And it asks, what could you do while you're waiting, right? What can you let go of? What is no longer serving you? And what about your own nature, right? What have you learned about that? So enjoy getting outside into nature this week, and we'll see you again soon for another story time. Bye-bye.